Berlin, 2024. Marcus, a 34-year-old EV engineer, is running quality checks on battery cells. European supplier, European factory, European future. Then he reads the mineral composition report. Lithium spodumene. Origin, Western Australia. Not 10%, not 30%. 51% of his European battery came from rocks in the Australian outback. Here's what Marcus didn't know. Australia controls 47% of the world's lithium production. U.S. Geological Survey, 2024. They mine 86,000 metric tons every year. China, 33,000. Chile, 44,000. Australia is outproducing entire continents. And if you've ever charged an electric car, sat in a Tesla, or even held a smartphone, you've probably used Australian lithium. But this isn't about mining. This is about a resource where most travelers have no idea is happening beneath their feet. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my essential stuff. Comment "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. With that said, let's get started. 2023. Zara Chen, a 28-year-old Canadian travel vlogger, books an outback adventure. She wants sunsets, red sand, kangaroos. She gets a helicopter tour near a town called Greenbushes, Western Australia. Then she sees it. A crater, bigger than 400 football fields. Massive trucks moving like ants across a moonscape. Dust clouds rising like smoke signals. She asks the pilot, "What is this?" He says, "That's Greenbushes, world's largest lithium mine." Zara posts the footage. Within 48 hours, it goes viral. EV owners flood the comments. "Wait, that's where my battery comes from. I thought lithium was ethical. This looks like the moon." Here's the truth they found. The Greenbushes mine, operated by Talison Lithium, produces 40% of the world's lithium supply. Mining Technology Report 2024 1. Single. Mine. It's the richest, largest, most productive lithium deposit on Earth. And if you've ever dreamed of a peaceful outback road trip, you need to know you'll be driving through the heart of a $100 billion industry. The rock crushes echo for kilometers. The dust coats everything. And when Zara asked locals what it's like to live next to the world's most valuable hole in the ground, they said, "You get used to it. Everyone else needs what we have." But the real question isn't why Australia has lithium. It's why nobody can take it away. Let's talk numbers. Australia, 6.2 million tons of lithium reserves. U.S. Geological Survey, 2024. Chile, 5.7 million tons. Close. Right? Wrong. Because here's what most people don't know. Chile's lithium sits in salt flats, briny, liquid, mixed with other minerals. Australia's lithium, hard spodumene or harder to mine, but 37% cheaper to refine into battery-grade material. Benchmark Mineral Intelligence, 2024. Dr. Emma Rodriguez, a 41-year-old Chilean geologist, spent 2 years comparing both. She published her findings in 2023. Her conclusion? Australian lithium is more expensive to extract, but it's purer, more stable, and easier to process. In the battery industry, that means everything. Chilean lithium sells for $15,000 to $18,000 per ton. Australian lithium, $20,000 to $25,000. But it requires 40% less refining. That's the gap. Not just geology. Efficiency. If you've ever wondered why EVs aren't cheaper, if you've ever asked why battery costs stay so high, this is why Australia doesn't just have the lithium. They have the right kind. But what they did next is what built the real monopoly. 2023, Ford Supply Chain Office, Dearborn, Michigan. James Park, 35-year-old Korean-American analyst, gets an assignment. Go to Australia. Audit our lithium suppliers. Make sure we are not dependent on China. He flies to Perth, spends 2 weeks visiting mines, refineries, ports. Then he sees the shipping manifests. 60% of Australian lithium ore ships directly to Chinese refineries. It gets processed there. Then it comes back as battery cells. To Ford, to GM, to Tesla. Western automakers are literally funding their own competition. James writes in his report, "We are not buying Australian lithium. We are renting it from China." Here's the nightmare stat. China controls 65% of global lithium refining capacity. International Energy Agency, 2024. They only produce 13% of raw lithium. That means they are processing everyone else's rocks. And in 2023, Australia exported $16.7 billion ore worth of lithium. Guess where $9.8 billion of that went? China. Australian Bureau of Statistics, 2024. That's when things got worse. But in late 2023, Australia made a move that's now causing global panic. They said, "We are done being China's lithium farm." And they started building. November 2024, Kwinana, Western Australia. Liam O'Connor, 29-year-old Irish chemical engineer, relocates here for a job, not at a mine, at a lithium refinery. The first day, he watches battery-grade lithium hydroxide roll off the production line. 100% Australian. Mined in Australia. Refined in Australia. Shipped from Australia. No Chinese middleman. He texts his brother back in Dublin, "I'm watching the future of EVs being born." Australia opened 4 new lithium refineries between 2023 and 2024. Australian Trade Commission, 2024. By 2026, they'll process 100,000 tons of battery-grade lithium annually. That would make them the second largest refiner on Earth, behind only China. And here's the kicker. The Australian government invested $2 billion Australian dollars into something called the Critical Minerals Facility. Department of Industry, 2024. Translation? They are bankrolling the entire downstream supply chain. Smart travelers visiting Perth right now, they are watching the future. But there's something they are not telling you. Something hiding in Australia's most remote regions. A cost that never makes it into the economic reports. And it's destroying the land faster than anyone admits. 2024, Ravensthorpe, Western Australia. Nina Kowalski, 32-year-old Polish environmental journalist, drives into town to investigate. She's been tipped off by local farmers. They say, "The mines took our water." She interviews a sheep farmer named Doug. He's 61, 5th generation. He shows her his wells. Empty. He shows her his land. Cracked. Lifeless. Here's what Nina discovered. Lithium extraction uses 500,000 liters of water per ton of lithium produced. Industry average, 2024. Western Australia is facing record droughts. 2023 was the 3rd driest year on record. Australian Bureau of Meteorology, 2024. Yet lithium mining water usage increased 340% since 2018. Nina writes, "We are trading water for batteries in one of the driest continents on Earth." If you're driving an EV to save the planet, you need to see what's happening in the places mining your battery. But there's hope. Australian researchers are developing DLE, direct lithium extraction technology, that uses 90% less water. CSIRO, 2024. It's not ready yet, but it's coming. Still, water isn't the only thing Australia's mining towns are losing. Tom Brennan, 38, Kalgoorlie-born, 4th-generation miner. In 2022, he takes a job at a new lithium mine. The pay? $180,000 a year. The schedule? 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Fly in, fly out. FIFO. He lives in a mining camp. Shares a room. Works 12-hour shifts. Flies home to Perth every 3rd week. By 2024, his marriage is over. His mental health is shattered. He quits. But back in Kalgoorlie, there's no other work. Here's the stat nobody talks about. 73% of Western Australian lithium miners work FIFO schedules. Chamber of Minerals and Energy Western Australia 2023. Studies show FIFO workers have 2.7x higher divorce rates and elevated suicide risk. University of Western Australia 2023. These towns are making billions. But walk through them on a weekday, they feel like ghost towns. Because everyone who works there doesn't live there. There's a pilot program starting in Esperance. Sustainable mining towns. Permanent housing. Schools. Mental health services. It's small, but it's a start. Australian government 2024. But just when you think you understand the cost of Australia's lithium boom, there's one final twist nobody saw coming. October 2024. Perth Mining Conference. Aisha Mohammed, 30-year-old UAE investor, sits in the keynote. The speaker shows a graph. Australia's lithium production in 2024, 86,000 tons. Australia's lithium production target for 2030, 260,000 tons. A 300% increase. Aisha does the math in real time. She realizes every country without lithium is about to become economically dependent on Australia. Here's why she's right. Global EV sales are expected to hit 40 million units by 2030. Bloomberg NEF 2024. Each EV needs 8 to 10 kilograms of lithium. That's 320,000 to 400,000 tons of lithium demand. Globally, we are producing 180,000 tons in 2024. The gap? Over 200,000 tons. Australia's plan? Fill it. Their projected lithium export revenue by 2030? 50 billion Australian dollars. Australian Bureau of Agricultural and Resource Economics 2024. If you think oil-made countries' powerful lithium is about to make Australia untouchable. But there's one country that could still challenge them. And they just made a dangerous move. 2024, the Puna Highlands, northern Argentina, 4,000 meters above sea level. Carlos Mendez, 43-year-old Argentine mining consultant, leads a geological survey. His team drills core samples. The readings come back. Lithium, everywhere. Argentina just discovered what might be the largest lithium deposit in human history. 23 million tons. U.S. Geological Survey Preliminary Report 2024. That's nearly 4x Australia's reserves. Within weeks, foreign mining companies descend. China, South Korea, United States. They bid for exploration rights. Argentina grants 46 new mining licenses in 2024 alone. Argentine Mining Secretariat 2024. Carlos tells a reporter we could become the Saudi Arabia of lithium within 10 years. Some analysts believe him. If Argentina develops these reserves, Australia's dominance ends. Smart overlanders are already rooting through Argentina's lithium triangle before it transforms, before the industrial zones replace the salt flats, before the landscape becomes another Greenbushes. But here's the question that keeps geopolitical analysts awake at night. Is Australia's $100 billion lead about to vanish? Or is there something they know that Argentina doesn't? Let's compare. Australia, stable government, established mining infrastructure, railways, ports, refineries, rule of law. Argentina, 140% inflation in 2023. Currency controls, political instability, undeveloped infrastructure. World Bank 2024, Rebecca Tang, 36-year-old Singaporean logistics executive, analyzed both in 2024. Her finding? Australian lithium reaches Asian markets in 8 to 12 days. Argentine lithium? 35 to 40 days. Through mountainous terrain. Through political uncertainty. Through Panama Canal delays. The Fraser Institute ranks mining investment destinations globally. Australia, number 3. Fraser Institute, 2024, Argentina, number 42. Having lithium in the ground means nothing. Processing it, shipping it, guaranteeing supply, that means everything. Australia didn't win the lithium war through geology alone. They won it through systems nobody else can replicate. They built the mines. They built the refineries. They built the ports. They built the entire supply chain. And now, they control the future. So now you know, your electric car, your laptop, your phone, they run on rocks from one country. Would you visit Australia differently now? Would you tour a lithium mine in the outback? Or does this change how you feel about EVs altogether? Drop your answer below. And tell us, should countries without lithium be worried? Or is this Australia's chance to finally lead the world in something?